as the National Investment and Infrastructure Fund is concerned. The Finance Minister chaired the first meeting of the NIIF in the National Capital today, and in attendance were all the members of that Governing Council, which include the likes of the SBI Chairman Arundhati Bhattacharya, Mohandas Pai and investment banker Hemendra Kothari, among others. The government plans to finalise on at least 2 overseas investors who will invest in the fund by the end of January, and several sovereign funds from the United Kingdom, UAE, Singapore and Russia have already reportedly expressed their interest to invest in the fund. The initial corpus for that fund, which was one of the biggest announcements in the Finance Minister's budget speech, aims to have an initial corpus of at least 20,000 crore rupees, though the government is ideally aiming at raising about 40,000 crore rupees in all, which will be used to fund commercially viable but stuck infrastructure projects initially, before expanding its scope to other projects which have a long gestation period. But the government has capped its own contribution to 49% of the initial corpus. So the next meeting of the Governing Council will be held in March to review the progress made, and we'll get some more updates possibly then.
This fund is a major initiative of the government in supporting infrastructure. United Kingdom and Russia in particularly were discussed.
All right, sticking to news from the national capital, it's going to be a sober new year in Kerala. The Supreme Court has upheld the state government's decision to ban the sale of alcohol at restaurants across the state, sans 5-star hotels specifically. Ashmit Kumar, who was in the courtroom when the 2-judge bench delivered its verdict, joins in now with the details. So, Ashmit, there's going to be no festive cheer clearly for the small restaurants in Kerala this new year, but is there any fine print that you can take us through?
Right, so a landmark verdict coming from the Apex Court, the Supreme Court of India, upholding the